Guess I'm gonna stay here while I plug everything, okay? Yeah, that angle's better. Okay guys, welcome back. We're gonna be doing a comparison between Lectrosonics and Rode. First of all, I'm gonna show you guys what I have here so far. I'm gonna be using a Sound Devices 633. I'm gonna be using a Sharps CMC 6U with an MK41 capsule. I'm gonna be using a Rode Newsshooter kit and Lectrosonics HMA for transmitters. For receivers, I'm gonna use a Lectrosonics LR receiver, and for the Rode, it's just the Rode. I don't even know the name of this. Rode Link. I'm gonna be hooking it up in my channels. Actually, I can do it at the same time, so I don't have the same microphones. I only have one of these. Anyways, I'm gonna have to do it one by one, and then I show you guys how that looks, and then you guys can compare it. And I put them back to back so you can hear the difference. Alright, so let's hook it up. I'm also gonna be using this contraption. This is a Ryco ladder suspension with a low profile remote XLR cable with a Ryco thingy here, so I can plug them easily with this arm DINCOM systems, and then this thing just clamps everywhere you want it to. So I'm gonna be clamping it here, and I'm gonna have the microphone pointed on my face. First of all, I'm gonna get my microphone ready. This is a pretty nice microphone. If you guys ever had a chance to listen to it, I highly recommend it. It's pretty light too, so when it's at the end of a boom bowl, that's when you start to appreciate those little details. It comes with this little foaming protection here, but I'm gonna be using baseball. I'm gonna be recording a video for this guy as well, how it compares with the normal one. So if you guys wanna check that one out, I'm gonna have a link hopefully by the end of this video. It's gonna pop up over here, so go click it out and it will take you to that video. If not, it'll be there shortly, because I'm editing and recording lots of videos, so it takes some time. Alright, so this is the baseball, the 19 to 20. And it's just a ball. Wind protection. Made by one of the best companies, if not the only one that makes wind protections. Like I said in one of my previous videos, it doesn't look the prettiest, but it serves a purpose. So, what batteries I use? I use PowerX Pro. I haven't had a problem with them. This is the Rode Newsshooter kit. So, you put the batteries in the caddy. There we go. We're rolling, people. Okay, so let's talk about these guys. These are the Rode Newsshooter kit. It sounds pretty decent, I must say. Especially when you're working by yourself, when you have your harness and everything with you. It works pretty well because the transmitter and the receiver are not that far with each other. Right now, I'm a pretty decent booming distance. You would usually have it right outside the shot, like about here. That's a more natural sounding. This is the perfect booming situation right now. But as you can see, it's casting shadows right now on my face. So maybe on this side, there you go. That's a better booming situation over here. That's good. I mean, that's the best situation you're ever gonna get. There you go. That's the spot. But anyways, for this video, I'm gonna clamp it in here. It's going straight to the sound devices, and in the sound devices, I think I have a high pass filter right now going on. This is a pretty expensive microphone, I must say too. So this is not your entry level microphone. This is when you know you're serious, and this thing is actually giving you money. Same with this recorder. That's why I like the Rode Link, because when I was first starting in sound, I wanted to have something. It will eliminate the problem of having a cable, because I hated the cables. I remember when I got out of school and I had to use those cables, and I hated those cables. And I'm actually afraid that some director is gonna come up to me and say, "Hey, I want you to use cables. I don't like wireless." Because I've heard stories about people that like wire cables. You gotta be in your game 100%. I'm just gonna come up with a little script that I'm gonna read, so you guys can have a more desired comparison, so you guys can tell. Main reason why I use this guy instead of the Lectrosonics, I have a backup already, so I'm not afraid of damaging this guy. So I could go to battle, I could go to freaking rainstorms and anywhere with this guy. Like, another thing I'll use it sometimes is as a plant microphone. With this setup I have it right now, if you just want to do it real quick, you already have it set it up in your machine, so you just go and clamp it somewhere and it's all good to go. Another thing why I like the Rode Link, it's because it's let's say you're in a really high RF environment. And especially that happens when every time I do corporate work. When you have to go to a high rise 50 feet above the ground, and there's crazy interference. Like, there's a lot of radio stations around, there's lots of things happening. These guys working in the upper spectrum. I struggle with that word, sorry. And I'm actually kind of curious to hear the difference. I do know that the Rode Link's a bit noisy when you use other type of microphones. But when you use this guy, you can't go wrong, right? I mean, that's the best. It's the best of the best. There's nothing else. Another good thing, I like the Rode instead of the Lectrosonics, and this is pure aesthetics. It's because the menu in the Rode link in the receiver, it's facing this way. So whenever this thing is in my bag, I can actually see what's going on in here. I have the battery meter, I have everything. When I use this Lectrosonics, the receiver, all the information is in here. So if this thing is in my bag, I have no idea what's happening. So that's another reason why I like this guy, especially when I'm doing solo work, like I mentioned earlier. I want to know how my batteries are doing, and sometimes I don't have time to keep track of battery times. So I just want to be working the best I can and not create any problems. So that's why I prefer the Rode when I'm alone. I really wish they make these single channel receivers with the information coming in here like they do with the double channel the SRCs. I don't know if you guys have seen these guys, but this is a Lectrosonics SRC dual wideband receiver. But these guys, they're meant to be slotted in places. All the things, it's in the front. So when this thing is in your bag, you know what's going on. That's why I like these ones. These guys are pricey. And let's say you want to go out with only one channel. You don't want two. Because when you bring those guys around, you need a NP battery, the big ones. Because they don't use double A's like this guy do. There's a lot of situations, so that's why you need to have different type of equipment to accommodate every job. That's why right now I got my eyes on those new mix pre's. I want to get a mix pre 3, so I use that one when I ever do corporate work. I only use one mic and one lav most of the time. I'm gonna read the definition. I'm gonna read what a microphone is. So that's gonna be your little scripted part of this segment. So microphone, an instrument for converting sound waves into electrical energy variations, which may then be amplified, transmitted, or recorded. It's a noun, if you guys were wondering. I'm gonna try to project a little more this time so you guys can hear how this guy handles really high things. Like all of a sudden it happened. Let's see how this kit compresses sound. Okay, here we go. Microphone, an instrument for converting sound waves into electrical energy variations, which may then be amplified, transmitted, or recorded. Interesting. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be silent for 5 seconds. Now let's switch to the Lectrosonics and you guys can hear the difference. Hopefully there's a huge improvement because I spent almost triple to get those guys. Okay, so right now we're listening to the Lectrosonics one. As you can see, I think it sounds a little bit more natural sounding. It sounds good, I think. It sounds pretty good, I must say. Another thing I really like is, like, as soon as I stop talking, those levels drop to 0, like, quick. You see that? That's insanity. Like, alright guys, this is it. I mean, I'm just gonna talk about these guys, why I like them, why I use them. First of all, it's Lectrosonics, you can't go wrong. I'm going to the same inputs I was going into my Rode link. Another thing I should say, in the Rode link, I had to provide phantom power. Not because it needed it, because it sounded better that way. Gave it more power, right? Because it's not the strongest signal transmission, so I use phantom power for that reason, like 24 volts. I don't know if that affects this something, but that's how I was using it. This is the Lectrosonics LR receiver with the HMA. These both are wideband, which means they cover 3 blocks 21, 22, and 23. I was a little bit skeptical at first about the wideband situation, mainly because everybody that I talked to, they said that the wideband was the worst thing that happened to sound, and I don't know, they just had mixed feelings and ideas, I think. I seem to like it. I have 2 SRC receivers and 1 LR, and those are wideband. And I also have an LMB transmitter, which is like the lowest, which is like the entry level transmitter. And I don't want to say entry level because this transmitter is still like $1,000. So it's not cheap. Like these guys are serious about the product. So this is a LMB transmitter. This is not as powerful as my SMQVs. My SMQVs are not wideband. These are only 1 block transmitters. Yeah, this is the best, you know, like this is it. There's another brands called there's Wisicom and there's Saxcom. I'm not gonna do a distance test. This is just for sound quality purposes. I'm using the same recorder I can't use the same cable because they have different things. But I'm using the same microphone, same recorder, and I'm just syncing it in that there in the camera, so you guys can hear how this sounds. I like it. I like them both, and you can honestly hear the difference. You can right away. Just the noise floor is gone. The hiss is gone. Now this one sounds a little bit less intrusive. The other one was in your face. I don't know, it's because I was sending it the 24 phantom power, but it sounded better that way. If I go line level, it didn't sound that good. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why. Maybe I'm not hooking it right, but that's how I've been using it over. Another thing I should say about Rode is like when I was starting out, if there was some Rode Link system out there, I would have bought it like right away in a heartbeat. This Lectrosonic was a big step up. I needed it, right? Like, people look at your gear, whether you want to believe it or not. When you go to a set, you go to a location. When you go anywhere with your gear talks to you. And they every time I go to these places with people that have been working in the industry for about 10 years, and I look like this, and now I just shave, so it's gonna be even worse. Sometimes I don't think you have what it takes, especially when you bring like amateur gear. So some people say it's not about the gear, it's how to use it. Is it really? I mean, is it really? I don't know. All I know is that if you give somebody a Ferrari and you give somebody else a freaking, I don't know, beat up car, that is true. If they don't know how to drive the Ferrari, they're gonna lose. But if they know a little bit, they're gonna win. Even if you have a freaking NASCAR guy in the freaking beat up car. And I don't know if this analogy makes any sense, and I don't know if it's gonna make it to the car. Anyways, let's go to the portion of the reading in this testing. Alright, so I'm gonna read the definition of a microphone. Microphone: an instrument for converting sound waves into electrical energy variations, which may then be amplified, transmitted, or recorded. I'm going to try to project a little more. Microphone: an instrument for converting sound waves into electrical energy variations, which may then be amplified, transmitted, or recorded. It's not that bad. This microphone sounds pretty good. I mean, this is a really big room. It's not that well treated. I mean, just this wall. But over there is a garage. I have 2 cars. I have a lot of shit. It sounded pretty good. I don't know. That's it. That's all I can do here. You guys decide. If you have the money, hell, go Lectrosonics. If you're on a budget and you want a solution for your problems, in this case cables, get the Rode, man. And soon, in time, maybe you can upgrade to something better. But in the meantime, just keep working. This is the Lectrosonics HMA going through a sound device of 633, and it's receiving its signal to a LR receiver. I'm using a Sheps microphone with an MK41 capsule, and it's right here. You can see it. It's in frame. Cause guess what? I don't care if it's in frame. It's my video. I'm the DOP right now, man. I do whatever the hell I want. If you guys want me to do a video in more depth about these guys, either of these guys, let me know, and I'm gonna try to get it done. Back to the Rode situation over here. I was extremely happy you guys made this. Thank you. Before this, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually like Rode products because the transmitters were bulky as hell. Like, if you have to hide this inside of a actor, like, he's gonna slap you, man. Like, if you need to hide this transmitter inside of a person's belongings, he or she is gonna slap your ass. What are you trying to do with that thing? Rob me? Like, what is this? This is a freaking brick. Like, if you compare it to the SMQB, it's like half its size and length. Like, look at this. This guy is a freaking weapon of mass destruction. It's huge. You're not hiding this anywhere. It's freaking huge, dude. It's freaking massive. That's why I had some problems with Rode. But anyways, back to Rode. I was really happy you guys made this transmitter. Hopefully it could be smaller. If it could be smaller, you guys are gonna make a lot of money. Anyways, my video is getting pretty long right now, so I'm sorry for that. This was a quick... It was not quick. It was a video shootout between Rode Newsshooter kit against Lectrosonics HMA. I'm gonna do a range test later on this week or maybe next week, and it's gonna be a little different range test. When you have to be in a house indoors, when you really need the reach, somebody going upstairs, somebody going downstairs, somebody getting into a car going away, how far can these things go? That's gonna be next week, because that video is gonna take me some time or more preparing. Hopefully I can find somebody to help me out. If not, I'm gonna do it myself, and it's gonna take a lot of takes. But still, take care. I'll see you guys soon. Alright, how to stop this? Alright, see you guys.